Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.
Welcome to the meat market. The single scene is a slaughterhouse and we are here to devour it. We are your hosts. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Jess.
And today's sizzling single is Ramsey. Welcome.
Hi, ladies. Thanks for having me.
So MSN named you one of the top 10 speakers to follow. That is huge. Congrats.
Well, thank you.
How did you get there?
Well, a lot of work. It started back in 1999 when I started DJing. So I've been doing that for a little bit of time, spending time on a microphone, doing over 800 weddings, but I never really knew where it was going to go, and just kind of trusting the process and following life.
So what do you speak about?
Mainly the power of perspective. It's not what happens to us, it's how we choose to respond that really determines our reality. I had my own personal training business for 15 years, and I realized most of that was coaching. Everyone knows they need to eat better, move more, but why aren't they? And just that, doing the work on myself, it's kind of a lot of things came together, and yeah, that's where I'm at now.
And so tell us what inspired you. So he has a book, Cake on the Floor. Tell us what inspired the name. I like that story.
So I was also, as I said, I was a DJ for a while, and I was at a wedding about 10 years ago, and the bride went to cut her wedding cake, but the venue didn't lock the legs of her cake table out all the way. Oh, no. So this 5-tier cake falls all over the floor, and everyone froze and looked at her, and she started laughing. And then everyone in the room started laughing. I was like, wow, what a great way to handle that situation. And I thought, why don't most people handle situations like that? Why do people usually freak out? And it doesn't really change anything. So the book is mainly about the difference between reacting versus responding to situations, what's really within our control, and how life's all about the story we tell ourselves rather than what's going on. It's not what happens, it's how you choose to respond that really determines your reality.
It's true, because we get so many hate comments on social media and we say, oh, they hurt our feelings. They didn't hurt our feelings. We allow them to hurt our feelings, you know? I need to learn how to react differently.
Because what do I always tell you, Lindsay? I'm like, when things happen that are outside of your control, what does like a freak out response do?
Nothing.
Yeah. It only makes it worse for you. It doesn't actually help to solve or, fix the situation.
Yeah. Well, think about if somebody just walked up to you on the street and said, I hate your green socks. And you weren't wearing green socks, how would you respond, or what would you say?
I'm not wearing green socks.
And it wouldn't bother you at all, right? Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing. The only time is when they say something on social media, if we think there's a grain of truth to it in our head, then we make that part of our story. So I just have my clients in their head just say, well, green socks. Like, it has nothing to do with me. I don't know what's going on in their head. Why are they projecting? It really has everything to do with them, and I'm okay.
So do you meet a lot of single women at these speaking events? I bet you do.
I have had some women approach me afterwards. I do some book signings, but I don't look at it through that lens, because then it really would change my energy. I'm there to deliver a message. I'll meditate and ground before I go up on stage, because I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be about helping people find the shift in their perspective. So I don't look at the audience through that lens, because I think everyone can tell when somebody's trying to mac on that person in the room, and I don't want to be up on stage in front of 400 people and everyone think, well, this guy's checked out. He's not even delivering a message. He's flirting with this person. So I can notice if someone's attractive, but that's not why I'm there. And I usually work with companies a lot more than just a speaking engagement. I do executive development and 6-month like packages with people, and I don't want to ruin that by crapping where I eat, and from a work event.
What about when you were DJing weddings? Was it like real life wedding crashers? Like the bridesmaids and the...
That's a different story. I enjoyed my 20s a lot. I DJ'd a lot in nightclubs. I've DJ'd for Playboy, for Hawaiian Tropic, with Vanilla Ice, with Paul Oakenfold. So I've enjoyed my life. I'm not in that stage of life anymore, but yes, that was a much different scenario and a much different time back in the day.
How true to life is that movie, where, remember, they would go to the weddings for the desperate bridesmaids and the desperate family members who are there. Is there a lot of action at weddings?
Yes, but I think the same can be said for any scenario. It's a matter of when you're going to enough events, you're going to see that happen.
Yeah.
It does happen. I mean, again, and I don't even know all the stories. I just know because I'm behind the booth a lot of times, so I don't know what's going on out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, when I was also married for a while, and so that definitely changed the dynamic. Whenever I was DJing, I was much more respectful. But when I was single and DJing, yeah, it's life is short. Have fun, be respectful, and be open and honest about people or to people.
For sure.
Yeah.
So now, if you don't mind me asking, why did your marriage not work out?
We grew apart. We got married. I say we were younger. We had a 9-year age difference, but I was 31. She was 23, 24.
Oh, that is young.
And we just kind of we grew apart. She was finding herself, and I didn't know who the hell I was. I'm a very different human being than I was back then. And different priorities. So when COVID hit in 2020, I was a personal trainer. I built a gym in my yard. I was training people, and my best friend passed away during COVID. But it wasn't from COVID. He essentially drank himself into a coma and was on a ventilator for over a month. And then I was with him in the hospital when he died. And that's really what got me to change my life and made me realize, what in the hell am I doing with my life? He was 42. And so I went back to school to become a certified coach and to help people in a more profound way. And through that process, really discovered that I wasn't happy in my marriage. She and I are still friends. We don't have co-custody of a dog or anything, but we're cordial. We're civil to each other. But we just weren't right for each other, and that's okay.
Are you on the dating apps now?
I am.
How's that going?
It's going. I have finally, for the first time in my life, learned how to just be comfortable with myself. And that's changed the way that I approach dating apps. I don't have to match with somebody. And if I go on a date or two and if it doesn't work out, that's okay. It's not that they're a bad person. It's just not the right fit for the energy. So coming from a place of I don't need this, it would be a nice to have, has really, I guess, taken a lot of the pressure off that I used to put on myself before.
People take it so personal that what you just said, we're just not right for each other. It's like, I've found that typically, we've talked about this before, if I feel like a date isn't going to progress into something more, I will right away the next day or whenever it is say, hey, I was thinking about it and I just don't see this going anywhere. And typically it's one of two responses. It's the very mature, hey, thanks for letting me know. I'm really happy that we didn't waste any more time. Or it's like the total fly off the handle, like, fuck you too, bitch. Like, I didn't like you either. And I'm like, dude, like, I was trying to be nice and, stop this from continuing to go somewhere.
Classy.
And so it's just like, it's crazy. People, it seems to be either one extreme or the other.
But that should just make you more confident in your decision.
You made the right choice.
Right? You made the right choice. You dodged a bullet.
For sure.
So I'm writing a second book called Use Your Words. Because my friends that have kids, they're always telling their kids, use your words. But as adults, we're all just old children. Like when we turn 18, the bolt of lightning doesn't hit us. We're not smart all of a sudden. And we don't know how to communicate. I think like you being smart, intelligent, and saying, hey, and being respectful and letting this person know I'm just not interested in that capacity. How else would you, like, that's how I would want to hear it.
Right.
Do they want to get strung along for months or waste my time? Because the longer you spend time with something that's not for you, the less time you have with what eventually is going to be for you. So why am I going to waste either one of our time?
Yeah, that's funny. I say that all the time. Use your words. Well, I also work in pediatrics,
so
I say it all the time to patients of mine. But I say it to myself too when I'm like, okay, how am I going to approach this? Like, use your words, Jess. Like, just use your words. Like, just say it. You know what I mean? Because usually, once you say it and get it out there, it either starts a conversation that goes in a positive direction or it gets the extreme backlash and that's how you know when people aren't able to use their words, right? They haven't developed those communication skills.
And the same thing applies in the workplace. And that's what I'm saying. Like how we show up at home can mirror how we show up at work. And if in the office, I can't share how I feel with my team or really feel like I'm frustrated, I have that toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing of, no, I've got this, or I just lash out. And I think the reason I'm so busy with work right now, 75% of job loss is due to emotional intelligent components. And I teach workshops on stress management and emotional intelligence because people don't know how to handle interpersonal conflicts. They don't know how to handle stress or challenges at work, or leadership doesn't know how to manage change. And it's so sad that these things can be easily fixed if we just slow down, learn how to share what we're feeling. I use the analogy that if you pretend to be cool with a scenario you're not, whether it's with your partner or work, you then become an actor and you're playing the part of somebody who's cool with this situation. And eventually you get tired of playing that part. You're not being you, you're playing this role. And then the other person has no idea who you even are. And then eventually it builds. You blow up. And then they're like, well, where the hell did this come from?
Yeah.
You've never brought this up before. Because you were trying to be the nice guy and not share anything. And you're not doing anyone any favors instead of saying, I don't like this. I don't see this going anywhere.
Yeah.
So ladies, this one's a bad boy. So you were banned from Bumble, is that right? They gave you the boot.
I was banned from Bumble. That is correct.
What happened?
I was talking about a substance that I think is very helpful for mental health that apparently you can't talk about on Bumble. I believe in the healing power of plant medicine, and somebody had indicated they did in their profile too, and we were talking about it. And apparently Bumble does have these automatic AI things that just scrub chats. And if you talk about it, and if you reach out to Bumble, be like, hey, I would like to know what did I do to be banned, they won't tell you.
What?
Like, sorry, it violates our policy, but just know that you violated it and you're banned.
Were you ever able to talk to a real person about it? I think that's the problem with the apps. I had a friend, not from a dating app. She was recently banned from Airbnb, and she's devastated because she's one of like my travel friends, and she's so upset about it. But she can't talk to a real person. Every time she tries to figure out, hey, what did I do wrong? Why am I banned? Yeah. It's the same thing. They can't tell her why she was banned.
So she has no idea why. Did she do anything?
She does know why it was. She does know why, but there's no remedy. She feels like she should be able to remedy the situation.
Yeah.
Similar to you. Like, you feel like you have a interest with someone that you met on Bumble.
Yeah.
So why should you not be able to have a safe conversation about it within the app?
Sure,
right?
yeah.
And so like, there's your argument, but you can't actually get a hold of a real person to explain that to them.
Yeah.
Whereas like, if you're arguing with ChatGPT, you're going nowhere. You're going around in circles.
Well, so going back, what they did is they kept emailing me. They said, well, here are the terms and conditions. Just know you violated something on here. And of course, I read the specific paragraph that it talks about it. And if it's an illegal substance, then you can't talk about it and you're banned. But they don't have we'll let you know if you violated the procedure.
Yeah.
It's kind of like if you get pulled over for speeding the first time, you're going to jail. And it's like, well, holy shit, just like, let's pump the brakes here. Just let me know that this isn't policy.
Yeah.
No one reads the terms and conditions.
Right, exactly.
I'm a human being, not a robot. And once you've let me know that I violated it, then cool, I know that's a policy now and I won't do that anymore.
Bumble seems strict though. We had another guest, a very lovely lady, so innocent, and she was banned too, and she doesn't know why, right?
But I think hers was because people were reporting. I think someone reported her. Someone got
they were jealous?
upset or something and reported her profile. I don't know. Yeah. Bumble needs to be ran more like an HOA where they send you like, hey, you're in violation of this.
First warning.
Fix it within 15 days or we're going to kick you off the app.
But it got me onto, I'm no longer on that app. I'm still on another one, but it's like, well, maybe I don't know, meet someone in real life instead. And so that's really kind of helped me learn to just get back out there in the world. And I think, I can't remember who said it. I'm not going out looking for people. I'm going out to enjoy the things I like to do. And in doing that, I will find people who also like those things. And I think I was trying to do the opposite for so long. I was trying to find that person who would go enjoy the things with me. Well, but there's 100 other deal breakers that could be there that I don't know about, where if I'm meeting someone organically, I can learn about them as a person holistically.
So wait, can I go back to your Airbnb story? Are you allowed to disclose what she did?
I'd like to know that too.
Right? How did you get banned from Airbnb? It must be pretty big. Did you have a gangbang there or something?
No. It was, so she has this property that she was trying to list on the seller or on the renter side of it. She's always been like a rentee, right? She's always rented places, and now she has this place that she bought recently and she wanted to put it on Airbnb. And so she wanted her husband to manage it. And so it sort of was this weird thing where she was putting her name on it, but also wanted her husband's name on it as the manager. And I think Airbnb didn't like that because there was two different names. And so they saw it as
like a conflict?
Maybe she was doing something shady because she didn't have You know, the person she wanted to manage it didn't have ownership. I think it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
And from her explanation, it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
She's not even really sure. But she said Airbnb in general has banned her overall from both being a renter of her place to others and her renting from others in the future.
Well, I know I will never use Airbnb again, not just because of that story, but I had a horrendous experience as a renter, and I rented a place in Flagstaff last I think it was July, and the listing apparently they had heat but no AC, and it was one of those hot Arizona summers, and inside the temperature they had one tiny little fan. And it was up to 87 degrees in the house.
No, thank you.
And I'm like, I'm going to have to go get a hotel. I can't stay here. And the owner was like, nope, not giving you anything back. That's it. And then so I left a review saying this owner was unreasonable. He wouldn't give me even a partial refund, and I had to pay the whole thing. And then what he did, he waited until the last day that he could dispute it to dispute my listing, and then I couldn't then update the review. They just took it down.
Oh my God.
And I wasn't even able to leave that review. And it was, I think, so egregious that I felt like my voice wasn't heard to share with people. So I'm like, I'm just not going to, I'll use VRBO instead.
He's played that game before. You came with a knife to a gunfight, basically, is what happened. Like,
he's a realtor
had
here in the Valley. So I looked him up, the owner up. And like, he's a sleazy kind of guy.
Yeah.
So you're pretty international. You weren't born in this country, right?
I was not. My parents were in the United Nations, so I was born in Kuwait, and then lived in Amman, Jordan for a couple of years, and then we moved from Geneva, Switzerland, to a small town in Arkansas.
That's crazy. Switzerland to Arkansas.
I'm pretty sure Arkansas was the state of my little sister's fake ID. And we
Really?
always
Really?
gave her such a hard time about it because we were like, that's our little sister from Arkansas.
Well, it was unique. It had its fair share of challenges. I'm half Arab, so growing up as a half Arab in Arkansas definitely was an experience. You know, kind of shaped me who I am. There are some fantastic people in Arkansas. But I don't live there anymore because I just didn't feel like I connected with the culture.
Mm-hmm.
When did you leave? How old were you?
When I left Arkansas, 19.
Okay.
Yeah, went to high school there, then college out of state.
Yeah. Where'd you go to college?
Mississippi State. So
Really?
yeah, I went to Mississippi. You know what? I got to be careful. I have clients in a lot of states that are incredible people, and every state has its magic. But I really like Arizona. I like being out here. The mindset is different, and I say that without judgment. Like I like to surround myself with people who have similar mindsets and interests to what I do. And the beautiful thing is, and this goes back to dating. If someone doesn't have the same viewpoint as me, that's fine. Just go your own way. So I would use my middle name on the dating sites because I have a rather unique first name. And I would, if I didn't match with somebody for whatever reason, I would have sometimes people like look me up on my social media and still add me anyway. Like, hey, I saw you on Hinge and we didn't match, but I thought I'd reach out and say hi. I'm like, well, why are you reaching out? If we didn't
What?
match?
How embarrassing. Like,
Yeah.
There's a reason you didn't match. He
Yeah.
wasn't interested.
And so I like, especially when people put their political views, if it's not something that I agree with, it's like, hey, that's good on you. That's just not for me.
Could you date someone with differing political views as long as they're not super, like,
Yeah, I don't want to offend
Open
any part
about
of your
it.
audience.
aggressive about it, or not trying to shove them on you? Could you date someone who's the opposite?
I could date somebody if they didn't own an article of clothing that was made by the person they support.
Okay.
You know, I guess that happens to be made in China. I'm not going to date somebody that is like, if your political ideology becomes your identity.
That's
That
the
is like,
issue.
whoa, it's like,
That's the issue I have too.
Yeah.
My ex had very strong political views, and I do not have very strong political views. And as long as he wouldn't totally just spew them all over the
Yeah.
place, it's fine. And then there was once that he got in a fight with one of my friends who was opposite of him. And so it's just like things like that where I'm like,
Yeah.
you can have your views, that's fine, but you don't need to be calling my friend names because you guys have different political views.
Now, I will be honest. I do have strong political views, but I think if I am able to have conversations with the other side of the aisle, I think if you can have intelligent dialogue, and I think that's what's missing.
For sure.
part of the reason I think we are where we are as a country is because we were always told not to talk about politics. And in doing so, we never really understood the other side.
Yeah.
We're always just kind of entrenched ourselves in our beliefs and our viewpoint. And we never really understood, like, hey, at the end of the day, we want a lot of the same things. Now, if you are talking about, I want to say the fringe elements that have taken hold in the mainstream, that's a very different mindset.
The hot topics,
The
like
hot
the hot button, the
Well, they said
things
hat
that
topics. I'm like, well, that,
that too.
Yeah.
No, the hot topics, the things that really get people riled up.
Well, it's the same, and I think what you hit the nail on the head. Whether it's relationships or politics or work, so many of us are motivated by fear, and we want to be comfortable. We want what we know, and in doing so, we don't grow. So a lot of times that's what I deal with in challenges in either organizations or even in a relationship. Well, I want to go try something new. 2 years ago, I wanted to challenge myself and do something I've never done before. So I swam around Key West, 12 and a half miles in the ocean.
That's
without
so
stopping.
crazy.
And I didn't think I could do it at first. I'm like, well, what the worst thing that happens? Well, I guess I could have been eaten by a shark.
You
Could
die.
Well, yeah, but I had somebody with me. My best friend was in a kayak next to me the whole time, and I would just stop and get out of the water. But we don't know what we're capable of because we're so scared, and that comes to ignorance of the other side, or what other people may think, or what people may think of me. We're so scared of not being accepted, and we're always wearing a mask of what we think the world wants us to be, and then we're not real. And I've been in relationships and with some incredible people, but they were so scared of what their family would think or what their ex would think. I'm like, well, are you living for you? What are you doing for you?
Right.
Like, you got to be
Yeah.
authentic.
It's got to be
for
exhausting
who
to
you
have that mentality.
Yeah, it's like, take the mask
Seriously.
off. It's so heavy. It gets, and I was doing that. I used to be an Ironman triathlete, and I went to Ireland to do one, and I was I was a paid spokesperson for a sports nutrition company, and the water was going to be 50 degrees. It was going to be 100% chance of rain that day. It's Ireland, for Christ's sakes. And I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I remember posting on my social media, I'm tired of being the person that I think you want me to be. I just want to be myself. I want to go drink a Guinness and just enjoy my day. And the outpouring of people who were complimentary, like, thank you for being real and vulnerable, it makes me feel better about myself, that there's not, because I would always portray myself as invincible or this perfect person. And that's very different from the reality. And so I think being authentic with who you are and what your needs are is going to attract the right people.
100%.
And it's okay if I'm not for everyone. It's okay if every date I go on doesn't like me. That's fantastic. I don't want to, muddy myself down to just be a common denominator and just kind of be vanilla.
Yeah. Well, and I think too, speaking about making things your whole personality, that Iron Man community, there are so many people in that community that is their whole personality.
It's like, do you know how somebody's done an Ironman? Don't worry, they'll fucking tell you.
It's
like,
yes, true.
And I was that guy. I still have a lot of
every conversation, they have to bring it up.
I have a tattoo. Well, I just did. I mean, I'm par for the course, right? Well, I think it's because whenever I speak, like, I have all these credentials, I've all these certifications, I've written a book, but companies will sometimes just introduce me as 8-time Ironman Ramsey Bergeron. I think it has such an element of accomplishment and perseverance that a lot of people don't recognize. That is it the goal? Because a lot of people in the Ironman community, myself included, it's not that I'm chasing the finish line. I was running from something else. I had a lot of feelings of inadequacy, and I thought, if I cross this finish line, I'm going to matter. And then a week later, I'm the same asshole I was before the race. Well, what now? I need to do something. I need to sign up for another one.
Yeah.
So just chasing this emptiness, and a lot of people don't recognize sometimes it's addiction switching. So you'll find a lot of people that used to be alcoholics or have other kind of addictions, and then they go into endurance sports. I'm not a David Goggins fan. It's like, oh, don't you love David Goggins? He does all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, well, at some point, you just need therapy. At some point,
Right.
What are you running? You're running till you're peeing blood? Come on, man. Like, and I know I swim around Key West, but I think there's an element of balance for what's the intention.
Yeah.
Are you running towards something, or are you running away from something else? And that can even be a relationship. Am I running into a relationship because I don't want to slow down long enough to be still, to be quiet, to think, what is it that I'm feeling? What do I need?
Yeah.
And I'm just going to drown myself in a relationship.
So what are you looking for? Are you looking to get married again? Are you looking to have kids?
I would like both of those things. I'm open to it. I'm not attached to the outcome. I have a word on my wrist that says allow. So I just allow situations to be what they are. I would love to find partnership. I am looking for somebody. I want the old cliche of marrying my best friend, right? Who loves to travel, loves to do things with. I think finding somebody else who knows how to repair is incredibly important to me. I think that's probably the most underutilized skill in a relationship, because you're going to have disagreements. Can you disagree with respect? And do you know how to repair? Do you know how to not take it personal? And I think, to kind of your point from earlier, bring it up quick, because otherwise when you don't, you let things fester, resentment builds, and then the other person doesn't even know that this is bothering them. So being able to say, hey, by the way, this, I don't like the way that you phrase this right now, or just being honest about how you feel, because then you can move on from the subject. Otherwise, resentment builds, and then
that's been one of my biggest pet peeves in a past relationship. Is I'm very much when I feel something, I'm going to let you know in this moment how it makes me feel, and how either your actions or the situation or whatever it is affecting me right now, right? And so I was with someone who would hear that and then grab something from 8 months ago and go, well, when you did this, it made me feel this. And I'm like, no. Yeah. We should have talked about that 8 months ago. Yeah. And we probably did, likely, and fixed it and moved on. But it's like, now we're here in this moment, and this situation is making me feel a certain type of way. So why are we talking about, a situation from 8 months ago?
Have you heard of DARVO?
No.
DARVO, DARVO. It's deny, attack, reverse victim, and oppressor. So essentially, if you're in a conversation with somebody and they don't have the emotional intelligence to be able to listen and hold space for you, then they'll deny what you're bringing up, and then they'll attack you and reverse it and make themselves the victim in the scenario.
Oh, my ex-boyfriends.
That's like exactly what I'm
and so
right now.
And here's the thing: don't take the bait. We're so quick to get hooked on that story. And I tell people there's always cake on the floor, right? So how do you slow down enough to not get pulled into that drama, and then recognize, like, oh, well, and if they don't have the emotional intelligence to be in a relationship, well, that's great. It's just I'm in a different place in my life.
Yes,
and that's fine. I wish you the best. I want somebody who can slow down enough to recognize that I'm not attacking you. I'm sharing what my needs are because I want to make it work.
Yeah. And I think that's what my reaction was, always just like immediate shutdown, because I was like,
you're not heard.
I'm not heard. And that's not what we're talking about right now. So I'm going to shut down and we're going to keep it moving. But just know, like, this is not working for me anymore. Yeah. And I feel like now, as soon as I get the first inkling that someone is that way, it is an immediate no for me, because
Same.
I've been in that I've been in a relationship like that for way too long, to where I was always just shutting down. I will just shut down. And it's like, now, as soon as someone even starts to handle conflict in that way, it's like immediate ick, immediate no.
Yeah.
On, like, we're done here. There is no future.
Yeah, I used to make the joke that I found my purpose in this life, which is to help women realize they're emotionally unavailable to be in a relationship. Because I felt like I would date somebody and then I would recognize, wait a minute, this is because of what you're saying. I used to be the avoidant chaser, where if someone wasn't able to be in the relationship, or they would come on really strong and then they would freak out and they don't want to be in it. And they're like, well, I don't think I'm the right person for you. I'm like, well, no, but and I would chase and try to convince them that they are. But now I listen. It's like, well, you're right. I do want too much than you're willing to be if you and that's okay. I wish you the best of luck.
Yeah.
I think we were talking whenever I talked with you initially about, I think it's a saying that if a scorpion stings you, you don't chase the scorpion around trying to explain to it why it shouldn't have stung you.
Yeah.
It's true.
You just go get help, or you remove yourself from the situation. And I used to be like, well, this is why what you did. Yeah, and it's not helpful for anyone.
And I think with me, because I've had that happen to me before, where I have been upfront and said, listen, I'm not interested in a relationship. It was really nice getting to know you, but this isn't something that I want. Yeah. And they continue to chase as if they think it's a game, as if they think that I'm playing hard to get. And it's like, no, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not playing. I am serious. I am telling you. I don't want this to continue. And so I think sometimes too, you have to sort of figure out if the person that you're talking to, are they just playing a game, or do they just like the idea of you, but not really you as a person?
So this is where I think that I used to give people way too many chances, because I see that as them trying, they probably in childhood had that type of attachment style with their parents, and they couldn't. And this is a realization I had as recently as early as earlier this year, during a plant medicine ceremony. I had this giant epiphany in my head that when I was young, I never was made to feel safe. That my parents weren't like, "What do you need? We're here for you." No one ever asked how I felt, and I spent a lot of time trying to guess what my partner needed and fix their problems, because then they could help me and fix mine. And it just dawned on me, wait a minute, why don't I fucking cut out the middleman and just take care of my own shit? Because I would always suppress what my needs were to take care of them. So whenever someone's chasing you, they're really just chasing that attachment style they had from childhood. They could never connect with mom and dad.
Yeah.
And so they're recreating that pattern, because if they can get you to like them, then they're fixing what wasn't working for them in childhood. They're making that wrong right.
So fix your childhood trauma, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Therapy.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. The Keep More Minute, brought to you by Tactical Tax Strategies. They help you keep more in your wallet. We help you keep more in your relationship. So we've got listener question to talk about today. Let's see here. All right. From Fiona. She says, I love my partner, but my family doesn't. They say he's not right for me, even though he treats me well and makes me happy. How do I balance my relationship with someone I care about and a family that can't accept him?
Oh, this is to me.
It's to all of us.
Boundaries.
But
Boundaries.
yeah. And I think it's important to talk to your family about why don't they like him.
Yeah.
It's tough, because for me, it was a deal breaker if my family didn't accept or like my partner, because we're such a close family and we get together all the time. It was hard.
I think it depends on your family.
I agree.
Like how much of it is your parents' issue versus your issue. Yeah, so there's a lot of
And why don't they like?
energy.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I couldn't be with someone if they didn't intermesh well with my family, because also I'm very close with my family.
Yeah.
But I would need to know exactly why my family felt like the person wasn't right for me.
See if they have valid reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then are you being honest with yourself that because your partner's nice to you, there's a lot more under the hood there that could be going on.
Yeah, your family could be seeing things that you're not necessarily seeing
Exactly.
with your rose-colored glasses
And typically
on.
families just want the best for each other, right? So they probably just
Yeah.
have her interests at heart.
Yeah.
So maybe just have a conversation.
Yeah, again, use your words. Talk about it.
use
Hey,
your
what don't you
words.
like about this person? And then
Yes.
talk, yeah.
Yeah.
Communication is key. So the article we're going to discuss today, your dating checklist actually prevents you from finding love. So you have not one, not two, but 3 checklists, right?
I do have 3 checklists.
So how are they different, each checklist?
I have a deal breaker list. I have a must-have list.
Dang.
And then I have a perfect partner list.
Wow.
I think we need to do you by heart, do you by memory know some of obviously you know some of the things that
some
are
of
on
them, yeah.
on your list. What are on your deal breakers list?
I'm hesitant to share them because I used to list them off when I was on a date, and then magically the person became who
God.
I wanted them
That
to
is
be.
hilarious.
Of course, you
And
give them
so-
the playbook. You
Yeah, exactly.
literally
It's like,
give them
this
your
is-
playbook.
If you have any of these, I won't go out with you. Oh yeah, no, I don't do any of these.
Oh,
So
hilarious!
I don't
That is
share those.
so funny. Can you give us your top? What is your number 1 deal breaker?
Absolute no.
Smoker.
A smoker.
Okay. So everyone says.
Yeah, smoker. There's
Cigarettes.
yeah, cigarettes. I'm okay
Yeah.
with other. Well, depending on what you're smoking.
Crack.
There's a glass pipe involved. I'm probably out. Yeah.
The wacky tobacco's okay though.
Wacky tobacco. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
I've been known to partake. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm okay with that.
So this article basically says one of the biggest mistakes I see people make in dating is having a checklist or criteria that they judge people against, a list of qualities that they hope for in an ideal partner. The thing is, though, if you haven't already been with your ideal partner, then you don't actually know what your criteria is. You don't know what it is that's going to turn you on spiritually, psychologically, sexually until after you've experienced. Kind of like you don't know if you're going to like eel until you've tried it, right?
It's true, but what if there's parts of one person you've been with that are ideal and then you're with someone else who has another thing that's ideal? What if you've dated enough people and you've seen parts of your ideal?
I think it comes down to values. Like, you know,
depends
it's
what the
your
deal breakers
core
are.
values. Yeah. If your deal breaker is, I don't want someone who's going to wear a blue shirt.
Or
then,
big boobs or
Yeah.
something superficial.
well, I mean, let's not get crazy. You know,
That's number 7 on his must-have list, Lindsay.
you're on my list. I see. No, I'm joking. That's not on my list. Yeah, but I think it depends on what. So it comes down to why. Why is this on your list? Because there's usually what's the deeper thing underneath it? So I don't like smokers because generally I don't like the way that it smells. I don't like the way that like being around smoke. It's bad for my health as well. Why is it a deal breaker? Or why do you feel you must have that?
Yeah.
I consider myself spiritual, maybe Buddhist, if I was leaning towards a religion. And I had somebody on a social site say, well, I'm Protestant. Would you consider converting to my religion? Or I don't think we could date. And I just unmatched her because I'm like, well, it's different if you say, well, let's have a conversation. I'd love to learn more about what you think.
Yeah.
But it was very much like, will you magically believe what I believe? It's like, well, no.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
So this goes on to say you might miss out on a good partner because they don't meet the criteria. I've seen so many people go through dating hell looking for someone who ticks all the boxes. Then they finally end up happy with someone who completely contradicts the list. That happens a lot. He's not my type at all. Let your experience with people tell you what your criteria is. Go towards people that you enjoy and connect with, even if it doesn't make sense, and go away from people who hurt or bore you, even if they look good on paper. But I think you're right. So then I went to Reddit to see, people's opinions on lists. Someone said, for me, I have a list. I'm at the point of my life where I'm finding out the following information before I even go on a date. Do our human rights views align? So there are some things that are deal breakers, or do they value work-life balance, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I think it really does depend on what is on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for me, my perfect partner list, blonde, but my ex-wife wasn't blonde. She's a brunette. So I think like things like that aren't like, that's not a deal breaker. Like deal breaker, I'll throw one out there, a bonus one for the ladies out there. If you're mean to a waiter, if you're mean to somebody, mean to a wait staff, that's a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Then on Reddit, someone says, are they comfortable being around horses? They've got to be okay spending time with horses. But isn't it okay to have your own hobbies? To do your own thing? You don't have to do everything together in a relationship.
But if they're like a professional horse rider, a horse jumper, then they got to be comfortable around
and they
horses.
want to show support and go to the races or
Or if
that's
they
true.
own horses, like think about if you live on a horse ranch and you've got all these horses and you're out doing farm chores every morning and you need a partner who supports you in that. I mean, that's one of the reasons sort of why I moved away from the farm, because I'm like, it doesn't interest me to make and bring my farmer husband lunch every day when he's out in the field. Like, it was fun when I was a kid to go, along with whichever one of the aunts or parents or, wives was going out that day. But it was never something that I really wanted my life to be. And so it's like, you have to, if that's your life, your partner, your future partner has to be okay with doing that. You know what I mean?
Someone said, but what if you never find someone who checks all the boxes? And then the response was, well, then I'll buy stock in sex toys and live my best life solo.
Yeah, just being able to be, I think no matter what, you have to be okay being by yourself. Because if it's like, well, I have to find that person, that's where so many people come to dating from a place of desperation. So I think, again, it's what's the intention behind the list, too.
Well, and someone talks about how he doesn't want an older woman, but then someone says, but what if your soulmate's an older woman, but you never give her a chance because she's statistically, factually older than you?
I'm on that page. I don't want to date an older woman. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with older women. It's just, it's not for me.
What do you consider an older woman?
How old are you?
Oh, God. Yeah. Okay, I just opened a can of worms here, right? I know. So older than me. Now, I say that, but you're right. So let me put it this way. On a dating app, I won't match with somebody if they're older than me. If I happen to meet somebody in real life who's older than me, it's not a deal breaker. But it's kind of like on the app, I'm going to set my filters to what I think I'm going to look for.
What your preference
I'm not going to be like, well, if the right 80-year-old walks into my life, I'm there. No, it's just going to be a matter of and think about it. What you look for on a dating app is different than if you meet somebody organically in real life.
Yeah. So now it's time for the celebrity cut where we marinate in the juices of the celebrities. Do you know Bonnie Blue? Got to talk about Bonnie Blue. Do you know Bonnie Blue? So she was an OnlyFans model that has just gone crazy extreme, and she broke the Guinness Book of World Records for banging the most men in 24 hours. What was it, 2,000 men?
I don't
I think it was
remember.
2,000 men. So she's just crazy extreme, and she's very controversial. Her newest stunt is she's going to do a petting zoo where she puts herself in a glass cage and ties herself down and lets 2,000 guys come in and do whatever they want to her. Anyway, I know it's pretty disturbing, but the news, this week's news on Bonnie Blue is she's been banned from OnlyFans. You have to be bad if you are banned from OnlyFans.
That was the tweet that I sent Lindsay, was like, imagine how disgusting you have to be to get banned from OnlyFans.
And she's banned from all the football games in England because she was offering them sexual favors during the football game.
Wow, I don't even know what to say, to be quite honest. There's a lot of people out there that think, I mean, that's taken my Iron Man story to an extreme. I want to do something that gets that they have to keep going bigger and bigger and bigger because they want the notoriety or attention. If she didn't do any of these things, who would she be?
Yeah. Well, my question is, did she experience childhood trauma? Like, what made her happy? Is she happy? And she claims it's kind of sad because she's like, OnlyFans are picking on me. They're my competitors on OnlyFans that they cry and they bleed after they do their sexcapades. I don't cry. I don't bleed. And I don't publicly announce if I have to go to the hospital after my shenanigans. And I'm like, what are you doing to yourself? Like, is she happy and proud? Is there something, I don't know.
But we're talking about her. And
that's true.
That's the point. That's the whole. That's the whole point of this.
Yeah,
is now
she's
now
famous.
she's in this episode.
Yeah.
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 Anywho, so where's your favorite place to go for a first date?
Oh, I was about to say New Zealand, but that's a little for a first date. See, but now I don't want to say it because then if I don't take somebody there, they're gonna be like, "Well, he didn't take me there." I like someplace like the Vig. It also depends on summer first date versus regular Arizona
That's true,
first date.
because the Vig
Holy
is the
shit.
patio is
No,
great.
Yeah.
Are you a dinner first date, coffee first date, something quick and easy?
Well, I was going to make a comment that could probably be inappropriate. Quick and easy first dates tend to be fun. That's not true. It depends. It depends on the energy and the person. Like if it's nice outside and we want to just go for a short hike, maybe we'll do that. If it's busy professional and we can grab a coffee before work, well, it really depends. I don't want to say it has to be this. So again, I'm just very organic. It's not like a very cookie cutter experience. It depends on the person.
Now it's time for Get to Know You with Zoyo, sponsored by Zoyo, your neighborhood yogurt. So rapid fire questions. Ready for it?
Okay.
The best or worst pickup line you've ever heard?
The best or worst pickup line towards me?
Or do you have a go-to pickup line?
Well, I can't. Oh, gosh.
He's like, I'm going to give away all my secrets on this episode.
I'm going to be single forever after this episode airs. I'm going to sound like such a loser by not giving anything out now. I think
Or if you
I got the cheesy ones, but I think nothing beats just being yourself.
Let's just say you're at a bar or a restaurant and you see a beautiful girl that piques your interest. Do you go and talk to her?
No.
No?
No, I don't.
You let that opportunity slip away? Why?
Because I don't want to be that guy. Like, I don't want to be... I have a lot of female friends, and they don't... I mean, I'm sure that they like guys coming up and talking to them, but I'm more organic. I would much rather... There's a reason to strike up a conversation. I mean, sometimes I'll find one. It can be something as simple as like, hey, is anyone sitting here? And then just
Something
sitting
more
down,
natural.
or what are you drinking?
Yeah.
Just make it natural. I'm not going to be like, hi, do you have any Arab in you? Would you like some? Like, I'm not going to do anything.
Did it hurt when you fell?
Yeah.
That's the line right there.
Yeah,
What
no,
was
it's
it?
not. It's
Just kidding.
you know what look good on you? Me. Like, it's not going to be anything like I don't like
That's
to be.
hilarious.
I mean, I like dad jokes, but I'm much more of just a natural person. It's like I would literally say, "Is anyone sitting here? Do you mind if I sit down?" What's the harm in that?
More authentic, yeah. What's your favorite body part on a partner?
It depends on the partner. I love great eyes or a great smile. Man, that really does it for me. Because I'm probably going to look at their face more than anything else. So that, yeah.
What gives you the ick?
A woman who, like, especially on a dating profile, if they're only posting what they don't want, like
Negativity.
well, that and trauma bonding, like. If on the first date they're like, well, then when I was 12, this happened. Because I used to be that guy also, and not recognizing that, hey, let's have some boundaries. You don't get to know everything about me just yet. Like, I'm holding on to some stuff. and not having that fake or false sense of connection because I'm sharing too much too soon. So I've learned that gives me this person doesn't have boundaries vibe, but that's fine for them. It's just not for me.
Is watching porn considered cheating?
I'm hesitant to answer that because I've done my best to not watch porn, and it's something that, I think if I was with the right person, then I think it would be.
Okay. Before you're intimate, is it appropriate to ask your date how many people they've been with?
No.
It's not appropriate?
No, whatever anyone's, if I hope that if I accidentally went on a date with Bonnie Blue, someone would tell me, hey man, you probably need to.
You're going to be number 3
You got
million.
to Wikipedia this one. But I think whatever somebody has done before they've met me that's their journey. It depends, who are they now?
I love that. I love that you don't judge. You're open-minded. Is it acceptable to have sex on a first date?
Yeah, I think if you're honest and open about, hey, this is where I'm at, I'm not seeing anyone, and it depends on what's your intention. If it's like, I know some people just after they get out of a marriage, they just want to go, and if the other person's on board, do what you want, people. Like if you're not hurting anybody and you're on the same page, you're being open and honest with somebody, that's what matters. I think we have all these rules like, no, it has to be 3.5 dates and he has to
That's exhausting when you think about it too much.
Live your fucking life. Like stop letting society tell you what you should or shouldn't do. Are you a grown ass adult? Are they a grown ass adult?
Right.
Are you either one of you married? No. Go do what you want to do. Who gives a shit? Live your life.
That's always my rule of thumb too, is if you're not hurting anybody, then who cares?
Yeah.
Like you said, we're all adults here.
Yeah.
Should you disclose mental health issues early on in a relationship?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, again, you don't want a trauma bond. It doesn't need to be sitting down for your first date. Yeah, but I have been in some relationships that I would have made different decisions had I known some information sooner.
Last question. Save the best for last. What's your favorite sexual position and why?
Oh, man. I didn't realize we're going down this rabbit hole. I think
gotta end with something spicy.
I'm a fan of a lot of
Position number 229 in the Kama Sutra.
I'm not going to stop until the Ramsey is actually listed somewhere.
That is hilarious.
I'm all about reading the energy, right?
Yeah.
It's about the partner you're with, like because.
Good answer.
Well, I think it's 100% right because it doesn't matter if I love it. If she's not into it, then it's you're getting dead fish like that. They're just going to lay there.
Starfish.
Like, so there's just like, hey, what do you want to do? And I think that's what's the my favorite position is whatever she's into in that moment. Like, let's go with that. Why not just lean into the moment?
So I wanted to touch on something that we didn't get to before, but so you come across as very confident and suave and secure in yourself, but you're a self-professed nerd, right?
I'm a giant nerd.
Yeah.
I played Dungeons and Dragons for 30 years. Yeah. Oh yeah. I was, for my birthday, I do, themed dinner murder mysteries. I think, I'm a multifaceted human being.
That's awesome. You have many hats. I love that. Very versatile.
I know. Will you invite us to your next murder mystery birthday party?
In February, okay. Yeah. If who I'm dating is in my family is okay with you ladies coming. If they approve of you. Yeah.
If they approve of us.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this week at the Meat Market. And thank you so much, Ramsey. If you want to snag a date with Ramsey, go to any of our social media platforms at Meat Market Podcast. And thank you to our sponsor, Tactical Tax Strategies. If you want to keep more of your own money in your own wallet, you need to go to Tactical Tax Strategies. We'll see you next week at the Meat Market. Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.